When I was growing up, I really didn't know who Jesus or God was. Like, it wasn't a Christian home, and I always felt alone. Like, I didn't feel like I belonged where I was. And then I started going to this ministry called Young Lives, and they told me the story about Jesus, and it got me interested. But then they were telling me about him, I thought, like, no, I cannot be a Christian because he wants me to be perfect. I realized it wasn't about perfection that I was scared of. It was about fear, like not knowing who God was and all this loneliness that I felt as a child. And as soon as I found out that God was there, I realized that I am a Christian and I didn't need to be perfect to be his follower, to accept him in my life.
I believe what Jesus did on the cross is real and that he is my Lord and Savior. That through this baptism, I want everyone to know that I am a follower of Jesus Christ. That I plan to follow him for the rest of my life and ultimately live in eternity with him.
I decided to become baptized because I love him so much and he created everything, and I want him to fill my heart with courage, faith, and love.
I made the decision to follow Jesus after youth group last year. I was just praying and I felt like it was time to open my heart to Jesus and get to know him closer than I was. When I just got down to pray, that he was just there with me and tell me it's going to be okay, that he'll just help me through all my situations wherever I am.
The moment I decided to start following Jesus, I was really alone. I felt like I had no one on my side, and I just was upset all the time at everybody. And so I was just one night just in my room all alone, and then I decided, like, my stepmom came up and she just got back from church, and I was like, church, I remember doing that when I was a kid every once in a while. So I came to Life Point. I found like myself surrounded by people that had the same faith as me and believed in me and loved me, and I had God who loved me too. And that was the best feeling in the world. So I invited my whole entire family and to let them know that I'm walking with God. Like, I'm 100% Christian. I live the gospel.
One reason I could say why I'm going public with baptism is to express and publicly announce my love for Jesus Christ and my belief and my promise to follow him, to continue following him.
I chose to get baptized just because I wanted to prove to myself and to my friends and family that, I really am a follower of Christ, and it's just taking that further step and that symbol, and I just know that it's time for me to do it, and it's the right thing to do, and I couldn't be more excited to get baptized this Sunday.
I kind of always was going to church since just a little baby, and like the second I understood who God was, I believed in him. I want to get baptized because I love God, and it's good to know he's always got my back and he's always with me.
After my grandma died, I was really kind of devastated, and that's when I finally said, decided to let him into my life, and he's always going to be there, and I don't have to worry about him walking out, because he won't.
Since learning more about the Bible and learning more about Jesus and God, and it told me in my heart for a long time, I think you should have a water baptism. And it kept eating at me. God implanted it in my heart, and I kept checking into it and asking questions, and I felt this is the time. I better not wait too long. God's been awfully patient with me, and I'm no young chicken anymore, so we better get to it. So that's why I decided to do it now.
Jesus, to me, is my friend, my Savior, and ultimately my God.
Jesus died on the cross for me,
and he took away all of my sins, and he placed all of my sins and heartache on himself and took the pain so that I didn't have to.
You know, when I think of Jesus, I just think of every good thing possible, just loving and caring and selfless and just miraculous, really.
Jesus means to me hope, a way of life. He's a person that I want to follow the rest of my life.